On3 Rankings update. New 5 stars are added. Some big movers. I got Charles Power here, Director of Scouting Ranking. In this video, we're going to unveil the new 5 stars. We're going to discuss a few of the big movers in the latest On3 Rankings update. But first, guys, hit subscribe to the On3 Recruit channel. We're here talking recruiting all season long, so jump on board, hit subscribe. All right, let's get into the new 5 stars. Edge Lance Jackson, we're 13 overall now. He's committed to Texas out of Pleasant Grove High School, 6'5" and a quarter, 270, number 3 ranked edge. Why is he a 5-star?
Yeah, Josh, Lance Jackson has a rare combination of size, athleticism, and just physical traits. And we've seen him really put it all together early on in his senior year. He was a guy who played two ways, really as a tight end, defensive end up until this point. And we've seen him flip the switch as a pass rusher. He's dominant off the edge. I think when you're looking at what he's doing with his ability to dip and bend, just generate pressure with speed and power, he's a guy who can really do a lot and just has the ready-made look you look for as a big defensive end.
Yeah, just really an incredible athlete. Like you said, plays tight end, plays defensive end. There's a reason for that. All right. The next 5-star is a former linebacker who now we rank as a safety. We've talked about Jonah Williams plenty. He committed to Texas last month. Galveston, that's where he's from, Galveston, Texas. 6'3", 206, so you can see why he kind of used to play the linebacker position, but now he's ranked as a safety. But why now is he a 5-star?
Yeah, Jonah Williams is an elite athlete who is an just outstanding playmaker at the high school level. He is a 3-phase game changer. He's playing receiver, safety, return man. I think I watched one of his first games this year. I think he scored about almost every way possible. And he's just an awesome high school football player who is an elite athlete. We project him as a safety. I think he has, the high-end athleticism of a top like free safety or even corner in the frame of a linebacker. So it has the potential to be a movable chess piece for defensive coordinators and just really be a weapon on defense. Yeah,
absolutely. All right, let's head down to the state of Louisiana where we're talking about the number 1 running back in America, Harlem Barry, at number 17 overall, 5'10", 182, just an absolute speedster. He's now a 5-star. Talk about it.
Yeah, Josh, Harlem Barry has been our number 1 running back at On3 for, I think, a year plus, and he's really continued to separate himself within that running back group. Running back's not a position where we see a ton of 5-stars, so for us to give him a 5th star this early, I think says a lot about what we think of him. I think he is an outstanding, just versatile piece at running back. He's an elite pass catcher. I think he's one of the best pass catching running backs and just receiving threats we've seen at the position in the past couple cycles, and is just dynamic with the ball in his hands. I think he has outstanding vision, contact balance, really the full skill set that you want to see at running back. Is going to need to continue getting bigger. But it really kind of reminds us a little bit of, Jamal Charles, Reggie Bush, more recently Jahmyr Gibbs, guys that kind of played at around 200 pounds and just were outstanding at making defenders miss. And I think when you look at LSU, we saw Caden Durham, a true freshman,
this week
have a revelatory showing against South Carolina. And you look at what Frank Wilson, who's one of the best recruiters at the position, really kind of in the past 20 years, he's back at LSU, and I think he's doing a really good job of rebuilding that running back room, adding Harlem Barry to the mix.
Yeah, and he has some world-class track speed as well. How much does that factor in when you evaluate a running back?
Yeah, I think straight line speed certainly is important. I think when you look at top running backs, top draft picks, the ability to pull away, I think is huge. But Harlem Barry checks really almost all the boxes, with just the straight line speed, the production, and just the overall skill set and the versatility he brings as well. So he's a really exciting offensive weapon. All
right, now let's talk some big movers. We got up first, another Texas commitment, Elijah Barnes. Now, we've been talking about Elijah Barnes a lot on this channel. He took a visit to Oregon a couple weeks ago. He's back at Texas this weekend, committed to the Longhorns. Elijah Barnes now On3's number 1 linebacker.
Yeah, so this is the main change that we saw at the top of a position in this update. Elijah Barnes is now our number 1 linebacker at On3. I had a chance to watch several of his games this year, and he just pops off the film. He is 6'1", 230 pounds, runs a 10.9, 100 meters, and he plays that fast on Friday nights, just flying around. He's extremely physical, plays with great effort level. He's making plays sideline to sideline, has the athleticism to drop back in coverage, and really I think is a dominant run defender. So there's a ton he can do. He really has the complete skill set that you look for at linebacker, and I think when we're looking at this linebacker group, he separated himself with how he's played in the first 3 or 4 games of the season.
Yeah, and if it sounds like we're talking about a lot of Longhorn recruits, well, they have a top 5 class, so it makes sense. All right, let's talk about an uncommitted prospect. Wide receiver Jerome Miles. He's uncommitted until Wednesday. He's set to make his decision this Wednesday. Now, Jerome Miles moves from 143 all the way up to 34. Jerome Miles not only trending in our rankings, but also, this season in the last 4 weeks, he's picked up an offer from Georgia, Ohio State. So other people are also catching on to the wide receiver from Utah.
Yeah, Jerome Miles is a guy who has elite physical ability. He's 6'3", 215 pounds, set the Utah state record in the 100 meters with a 10.36, and was a guy who missed a good chunk of his junior year. So we were eager to see what he looks like early on as a senior, and he just had a fantastic start to his season. Torched IMG Academy in an upset win with multiple touchdowns. I believe he had 3 touchdowns in that game. And has shown a complete skill set at receiver. He's a deep threat. He's dangerous after the catch. He can win at the catch point. So much to like about Jerome Miles. He's currently kind of in limbo for the rest of the season with the knee injury, so we don't really know how much more we're going to see from him, but just really an exciting prospect, a guy who's much younger for the class as well, really would be a young class of 2026 prospect. So this is a guy who's extremely young, continuing to get better, and certainly an exciting talent.
Yeah, huge ceiling there. All right, let's talk a little bit about these quarterbacks that moved up just a bit. Quarterback Hoosen Longstreet and Keelan Russell. Longstreet committed to A&M. Keelan Russell committed to Alabama. Why'd they move up a little bit?
Yeah, I think when you're looking at the quarterbacks, those two that are outside the 5-star range have really had strong starts to their senior year. I think with Hoosen Longstreet, he was coming back from an offseason injury, but I think the second game that he played really clicked. I think no one has made more NFL level small window throws into Hoosen Longstreet. He's an elite arm talent. I think one of the better arm talents in high school football, regardless of classification, and he's continued to show that, and also is showing some rushing ability, which I think is really encouraging. And Keelan Russell, was a guy who showed improvement over the course of the offseason, hitting its peak at the Elite 11 finals. And early on in his senior year has continued to look really good. I think he's shown outstanding pocket presence, just ability to get the ball out quickly, get the ball to his playmakers, improved playmaking or increased playmaking, I should say. So I think those two have really put some encouraging game film, so far.
All right, last prospect I want to talk about made his debut on the On3 rankings. That's linebacker Kellen Wiley. He goes to Powerhouse Armwood High School there in Tampa. We've talked about him a bit on this channel. Miami fans, you guys should recognize this name. He's been on campus a couple times already this season. It seems like Miami is the program that's out front in his recruitment. Why is he making his debut right now?
Yeah, so Kellen Wiley is a guy who's come on the radar. Josh, every year we see 5 to 10 senior risers who kind of materialize out of nowhere. Kellen Wiley is that guy in this update. He has just a great combination of size and physicality. He's 6'3.5", 220 pounds, elite length. And when you watch him on Friday nights, he is lighting people up at Armwood. Just a big time striker, just extreme physical presence. So his film, when everyone sees it, you're going to understand why he moved up. It's really exciting. It's not a tough one to parse. We're not having to split hairs.
Yeah.
This guy's a big time hitter at linebacker and is playing at a high level and has the athleticism to run sideline to sideline.
Yeah, they played a big conference there down in Florida. So let us know, how do you guys feel about the new rankings updates? Is there anybody that we're missing? Who do you think should be the next 5-star? Let us know, comment section below. Charles, this was a really important ranking because about a quarter to half of the high school season's over. So in terms of upcoming rankings updates, how many more can we expect, and when will the next one be?
Yeah, we'll have 2 more rankings. We'll have one prior to the early signing period, and that'll be kind of the further look at the senior year, and then we have one in January at the conclusion of national all-star games and senior year. So a lot of football left to be played, but this is kind of an early snapshot of what we've seen from these guys.
Getting it dialed in with the rankings. You guys see it. Let us know how you think about it. Comment section below. Well, you've made it to the end of today's video, but there's hundreds more videos on the On3 Recruits channel for you to check out. And also, while you're here, hit subscribe.